Are you struggling with finding time to show up on social media? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your educator agent with eXp Realty, and today I am going to tell you all about using leverage, i.e. other people's efforts, to help you show up on social media consistently. But before we get into it, y'all, do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and drum roll please. I have opened up Agent Education Academy Time Blocking 101. It is my course designed for real estate agents, y'all, to teach you the art of time blocking. Right now, the course is available for a limited time for only $197. So you already know, if you're watching this video and you're being raggedy with your time, you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off, and you just don't know what to do with your time and how to make money and make it profitable for you, don't worry, I have you. I'm going to teach you all about time blocking. Check out my website, www.agenteducationacademy.com, to register. And now, after you subscribe, let's get into this video. So, social media marketing. We have talked about so much, y'all, from showing up as yourself to showing up consistently to identifying your ideal client. But let's be real. You are also selling real estate, right? And you're probably out here, you may be married, you may be dating, raising kids, trying to drink all your water, trying to work out, trying not to let social media become a time suck for you. And I get it. Sometimes it's like, I know that I should be posting consistently. I know that I should be showing up, but I just can't do this all by myself. I don't know about making graphics. I don't know about doing all these things. What do I do? And I'm going to share something with you. Totally transparent, and tell you that I was in the same boat, especially in my first year or two of real estate. I was looking and I was trying to keep up with social, but I would spend so much time, so much of my precious time, right, trying to come up with a flyer or an infographic or something like that so that I could post. And something that could take an expert just a few minutes took me so long, and it was actually taken away from my business. So there was a question: how do I show up and have meaningful, interesting, relevant content when I don't have the time to do it? And this is how you do it. You use leverage. And what do I mean by that? You find somebody who does this for a living, who can help you show up on social media. When I first started off, first I was a part of a team, and the team had someone posting some stuff that didn't really resonate with me, but it was the team stuff. And it was just some stuff that I could repost on my page. But then when I became a solo agent, I knew for me that I needed to not only use social media just to have a lot of posts, but I wanted to use it to attract clients. And in order to do that, I needed some help. So y'all, I hired somebody to help me. And I will be the first to tell you that when I hired her, I could not afford it. I could not afford to take on this cost every single month, or at least I thought, like, my mindset couldn't afford it. Let me rephrase that. Because I wasn't in a place where this was one of the first consistent investments that I started to make in my business. And that was scary. But when I started to make that investment in my business, overall, I started to gain traction. I started to love what was getting put out. She and I had a lot of conversations about what I wanted my client, my ideal clients, my followers, my friends to see on the other end. And it was one of the best investments that I could have made, because not only did it express what I wanted to express, but it freed up my time so that I wasn't spending forever, crying on Canva, trying to, get the pink right. She was able to do it for me. So let's talk about the process of hiring a social media manager, because they are all not created equal. What I'm going to encourage you is that, first of all, start off with your sphere. Start off with other real estate agents, other business owners that you like their feeds. And don't be afraid, to say, hey, out of curiosity, I really like what your feed looks like. I like what's going on. Is there anyone helping you? Now, everybody is not as forthcoming, I will be honest, or everyone doesn't have the capacity, because quite honestly, the young lady who was helping me, she helped me, but she didn't have the capacity. Like, she wouldn't take on another real estate agent because she didn't want the content to be too similar, if that makes sense. So don't feel like if they don't have the capacity to help you or refer you that they're just turning you off. Just sometimes people don't have capacity, but still ask, because they may be able to give you some tips or other areas where you can go. There are different websites, different virtual assistant companies, Fiverr.com, just different third-party things that you can look at. And that's why talking to your broker, talking to other agents in your office, other agents that you follow on Instagram, see who they're using, because there might be a referral for you to try. But here's the deal, y'all, because even right now, I have a social media manager. I have to be very explicit about what I want them to post, okay? So I don't want a page that's full of graphics and full of all pretty branded stuff, but there needs to be some selfies. There needs to be, I need to review the post to make sure that it's actually, that they're saying exactly what I would and what I do say in my business. Otherwise, it's gonna come off as inauthentic, and now you're not showing up as yourself. You have a lot of content, but no one's resonating with it because it's not what you really want to portray. So make sure that you take the time to come up with a content calendar, that you have time that you're meeting with your social media manager to make sure that you all are still on the same page in how you want your business to be represented. And then here's the very last thing I'm going to say about using leverage, is that it can't be all them, okay? So even though I have used and continue to use a social media manager to help me with content, there are lots of times where I'll jump in and I'll post something, if I have a life experience or something that I want to share or something that happened with a client, or just in my personal life, I will snap a picture and I will tell that story. Speaking of stories, I will jump on stories all the time because, again, we just don't want your feed to look pretty, but video is king. So just getting on there and engaging with the people on the other end of the phone makes a huge difference. And what I have found is my effort, right, using my time and energy to show up on video and to post, vignettes or stories that resonate with me is a much better use of my time than coming up with infographics and following a content calendar and things like that. So make sure that as you're thinking about how you want to show up on social media, that you use leverage. And y'all, quite honestly, for a little while, I was using one of my cousins that was in college because they were familiar with social media. I threw them a little bit of money and they helped me get started. So whatever that looks like, don't just not do it because you don't have the right person or you don't have the skill set. You just may need to use leverage to help you show up exactly the way you want to. All right, that was a lot, but I know that you have it, and good luck on your journey. Now, if you made it to the end of this video and you're not subscribed to my channel, or if you are not registered for Agent Education Academy, go ahead and do both of those things right now. And I will be back next week to close out this social media series and tell you the one very big mistake that I made in social media for my business. We'll talk about it soon.